I had to reach extra far for that one. Okay. Happy Thursday, everyone. May the 4th be with you. Yes, it is May 4th. Therefore, as Star Wars people, we have to say, May the 4th be with you. 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 No, but seriously, if you're a Star Wars fan, rejoice and be glad. It's May the 4th be with you. Actually, I was looking forward to today for several reasons. I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see. Both my low and my act of kindness are both intertwined. Actually, all three of them are intertwined, actually. Because my low is yesterday, I had to take my parents, and my act of kindness is I took my parents to the airport because they flew out to Las Vegas yesterday. And, it's my low because, I'm a mom and dad. And, I really hope they got there safe. And they did get there safe. They did call me, they did text me. They said they got in Las Vegas safe and sound. It was actually like 7 o'clock their time, 10 o'clock here, so they actually made it earlier than I thought. As soon as I got the text, I immediately called them I'm glad you're there safe, which they are. That's great. That easily could be my high right there. And in some ways it is. But, yeah. My high is easily last night's episode of The Masked Singer. Because we are in the quarterfinals now. We are but 2 weeks away from having a champion. And right now, it really is looking like not only are we going to be getting a finals that should be of equal or possibly even greater value than that of season 8. Yes, I remember that. Give me the season 8 finale was the best one I think we ever had. This one is poised to be just as good, if not better. But it all stems on what happens next week. But before I talk about that, let's talk about, did I say last week? It all hinges on what happens next week. But let's talk about last night. There we go. Now I said that properly. Okay. So, last night was British Invasion night. I didn't know they were still doing themes, actually. I thought they were just going to do, you're at the Final Four. Do you really need to still do you really need to still be doing themes right now? And to be honest, at this point, they've done 9 seasons of The Masked Singer. They can pretty much do whatever they want, within reason, of course. So, British Invasion night, every song that was sung last night was from British artists. And they literally got, some of the best, songs from some of the most beloved British entertainers in history. I mean, McCall started out with Your Song by Elton John. Fun story. Before I continue, anyone who ever sings Elton John on a show like this really does speak to me. And I actually used to be ashamed. I actually used to feel kind of embarrassed about this story, but as time's gone on, I grow ever more prideful about it. Because the first time I legit ever performed any kind of singing contest or on stage, the very first song I ever did was Crocodile Rock, also by Elton John. Basically, anyone who sings Elton John in a singing contest, you got mad props from me. So, good. So, way to go, McCall. You got me. I mean, I don't know if you're actually going to win this whole thing, but he was good. Now we get into who performed next. And one of the 2 contestants that I legitimately will see in the finals 2 weeks from now. And that is the California Roll. Now, before I continue on with what they did, I need to give a major shout out to Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg. She's not gonna see this. But on the off chance she does, major shout out to you, because you're the only judge who's been smart enough to piece together the exact same prediction as to who the California is as I have. Other than me. Okay, I did not say that right. I really did not say that right. My point is, she thinks the California roll is pentatonics, which I also believe is pentatonics. I mean, come on, it's 5 singers. They're clearly a co-ed group. I mean, seriously, if I was Sugar Connor right now, this would be the part where I would say, if it's not pentatonics, I will eat my own shoe. I'm not really going to be eating my own shoe, but the point is, it's pentatonics. The writing is literally on the wall. And actually, I will give California Roll this. Their song choice also speaks to me. Because they did Creep by the band Radiohead. That song actually does have special meaning to me. Well, it's special in the sense like, before I went to Trinity Pauling, after the day I graduated from Horseheads High School, we had project graduation. Basically, all the seniors would get like one big party that like lasts the entire night. There's no drinking, obviously, but you know, it's fun, right? Now, one of the things that they had at project graduation was Rock Band, you know, the video game Rock Band. And this was the first time I ever actually heard the song Creep by Radiohead. And it really was due to the fact of how depressed I was at the time. You have to remember, this was still during the time when I was really contemplating suicide. And you hear the lyrics to Creep by Radiohead, and it spoke to me. Maybe not in the best way, but it really did give me some perspective as to, you know, who I was. Because back then I was a creep. Not in the, well, I'm sure there's probably like varying degrees of evil about that. But yeah, I was a creep. I was a weirdo. Oh. I really was asking, what the hell am I doing here? Oh, don't get me wrong. Creep by Radiohead is a great song. And the California Rose performance was great. But man, it did take me back to a place, you know, it took me back to a place that technically is dark, but I'm able to step forward from it. Because that's not me anymore. I mean, listen, that hasn't been me it'll be 15 years this year since I stopped contemplating suicide. To say I'm past this is an understatement. But it really was great hearing that song again. It is. So, California Roll, major props to you. The UFO then did Tears Drawing Their Own by Amy Winehouse, which is very good. And then Medusa, the other person who I definitely will see in the finals 2 weeks from now, did Someone Like You by Adele. Now, me personally, of the 4 performances, I thought Medusa did the very best. And you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who disagrees with that. Now, I believe a week ago I talked about how my prediction for the finale is going to be UFO versus Medusa. UFO was the one that got eliminated. And that actually kind of bothered me too. I mean, I know that they did 4 performances, each is like a 10-minute slot. I thought they would have done like a battle royale or something between like the bottom 2. So UFO and, I don't know, probably California Roll. I mean, don't get me wrong, California's performance is great, but I didn't think it was, you know, like, if there was a battle royale, I'm positive California Roll would have been in there. Because Medusa was incredible. Macaw, he was okay. Can you tell who I want to win? But, yeah. There was no Battle Royale. UFO just got unmasked. And it turned out to be, Model, I think. The model, or was it Model or Miss America? Hold on a second. Oh. Okay, she was Miss Rhode Island, and then Miss USA, and then Miss Universe. Damn, girl. Like, the fact that, like, a former Miss Universe graced the stage of The Masked Singer, that's huge. And I love that Olivia Culpo was such a great sport about the fact she got unmasked. Because he's like, whoever, the other three performers, whoever they are, they're good. Well, Miss Culpo, may I please say, you were very good as well. So, thank you for gracing us with, your performances. You were great. So now, it looks like for the semifinals, we have the Macaw, the California Roll, and Medusa. Now, at this point, I really do think that if they're, like, considering that they've been really on doing themes for these episodes, even with the quarterfinals, we're going to get a theme next week. I'm almost positive we are. Although, personally, if it were up to me, I'd be like, you know what? Pick the song you think you can sing the best and go. Make it sexy. Yeah, I think that's what they should do. Because, listen, the Medusa, California Roll, and the Macaw, they clearly can sing. Give them a theme and they can sing it. But the problem with singing on a theme night is there's only so many singing options you have. That's honestly my big problem with singing contests and why I personally don't really do them like I should. It's because when you're hunkered down by a theme, there's only so much you can do. Especially when you could potentially find a theme where not a lot fits your vocal range. Seriously, before, like, I mentioned I was in a singing contest years ago, and admittedly, I picked a bad song choice. It was Country Night. I did How Do You Like Me Now by Toby Keith. Not that my performance was bad, but my range at the time just couldn't get to Toby Keith's baritone. To be honest, it still kind of has a little trouble. Again, for those of you who don't know, I really was more of a tenor one back in the day. So, a tenor one, trying to sing a song that is essentially baritone, it's doable, but it's not easy. I made the wrong song choice there. But honestly, it was the only song I knew. That was always the problem. Again, like, if I was able to sing, like, my own songs in a singing competition, I'd clean house. I know I would. But who knows? Maybe someday. Not meaning to go to karaoke night too, but sometimes it's so late. Like, I gotta go home and go to bed, guys. Seriously. But I digress. Last night's episode of The Masked Singer was great. British Invasion Night was a huge success. I can't wait to see what happens next. And I'm very much looking forward to tonight for several reasons. One is tonight, I'm actually going to be going to a very, very important dinner honoring my late grandfather for all his work he contributed to United Way. For those who don't know what United Way is, it's an organization that gives money to, other charities, like Habitat for Humanity and all sorts of other stuff. And it's funny because my grandfather honestly traveled on, so when I heard United Way, I'm like, wait, U.S. Air? I thought it had something to do with planes. What can I say? I'm more like Chucky Conroy than even I realize, right? Oh, seriously, I've heard a lot of funny Chucky Conroy stories where he might as well have had his foot in his mouth. What I just said is like a kiddie ride in comparison. Anyway, I'm going to that. And depending on how much time I have left, okay, I literally just looked out my window right there, and like, cause y'all just heard the music, right? Okay, I didn't mean to play that. It's not yelling, but anyway, like, the guy was riding on his bike, like, didn't know you could pimp out a bike. I did not know this. Ooh, I think you could probably put hydraulics on a bike, maybe on a motorbike. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked. So there's the dinner tonight, and depending on how much time I have, I could definitely make an effort to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Or I could skip that, stay up till midnight, and watch Gendy Tartakovsky's Unicorn Warriors Eternal. It's probably going to be a late night for me. Luckily, though, my parents asked me to house sit for a little bit. Not that, because here's the thing. My mom and dad always tell me I'm always welcome back inside for the night, if I have to. I mean, they're my parents, they love me. And maybe I'll do that. It would definitely save me some time. I don't know, I'll definitely need to think about that going forward for today. But right now, I should probably get going. I got a big day ahead of me, a big night. I have a big night ahead of me. But we actually have to get to 5:30 at night first. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I have a holidays video for all you guys who are watching your day. We'll make a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. May the 4th be with you. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, always will be here to lend you ear. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Okay, one more time. Go forth. May the 4th be with you. And honestly, I know the quote is do or do not. There is no try. But you know what? I'm in a particularly good mood today. So you know what? How about for today, it's either love or not love. There is no try. Have a good day, everyone.